Good afternoon, guys. How are you today? You all right? Can you hear me?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Yes, teacher.
Okay, so we're gonna start with the link that I shared with you because it's related to our topic. Yeah, our previous topic was relative pronouns and relative clauses. From the book, from this page, yeah, actually there was some homework. Yeah, so it was the same, page 98. If we remember, we only checked three, but there are more. Three relative pronouns or relative clauses. Relative clauses are the join two sentences, no? So let's start with this. There are more, as we say. The relative pronouns are who, which, that. That is for subject, no? For object, who, whom, which, that, and for possessive, whose and whose, no? There are some examples here. We use relative pronouns to introduce relative clauses, no? The two joint ideas, the two joint sentences, así se llaman. Relative clauses or the sentence tell us more about people, things, places, no? For example, here, Lord Thompson, who is 76, has just retired from work, no? Lord Thompson is a person, so the relative pronoun will be who. This is the house which Jack built. Yeah, here we are, the house is an object, so that's why I cannot combine with who, because the house is an object which Jack built. Yeah, Marie Curie is the woman that discovered radium. Sometimes we can say instead of who, that, and it's correct, it's acceptable. But it's more formal and preferable to say Marie Curie is the woman who discovered radium. Okay. We use who and whom for people, which for things, and that for people on things. Yeah. Okay. There are two kind of relative clauses. The relative clauses to make clear which person or thing we're talking about. We have who and which. Now, for example, Mary is the woman who discovered radium. This is the house which Jack built. Yeah. In this kind of relative, we can use that instead of who or which, and it's acceptable. Yeah? Marie Curie is the woman that discovered radium, or this is the house that Jack built. We can leave out the pronoun if it's the object of the relative clause. No, this is the house Jack built. Sometimes it's not necessary to put, and it's okay. It's like that. Yeah. Be careful because sometimes the relative pronoun is the subject or the object of the relative clause. So we do not repeat the subject or object. Marie Curie is the woman who discovered radium. Ya no agrego she. We know that it is Marie Curie, so that's why we use who. Yeah. Who is the subject of discover? We don't need she. Yeah, it's not necessarily. This is the house that Jack built. That is the object of built, so we don't need it. Yeah. Okay, so we also use relative clauses or relative pronouns to give more information about the person, thing, situation, place también, ¿no? Que vimos aquí, que aquí no lo estamos viendo, but you know that it is about a place. So for example, here, la misma Lord Thompson, who is 76, has just retired, no? And sometimes it is in commas because you can omit this information, yeah? We had fish and chips, which I always enjoy. I met Rebecca in town yesterday, which was a nice surprise. Here, aquí no es who, because we are not talking about the subject como Rebecca. It is about the fact that I met this girl, yeah, which was a nice surprise, yeah. And these are used with commas, and sometimes we can separate that. Okay, so whom I was, yeah, that's it. That is for who and which, no? So what about when and where? We can use when with time, yeah, and where with places to make it clear which time or place we are talking about. For example, England won the World Cup in 1966. It was the year when we got married. Yeah, it was the year when we got married. Yeah, we are talking about time here, no? In 1966, that's why we use when. I remember my 20th birthday. It was the day when the tsunami happened. Yeah. Do you remember the place where we caught the train? The place we caught, where we caught the train. So Strathon upon Avon is the town where, because we are talking about where Shakespeare was born. Yeah. Sometimes we can leave out when or where. Yeah. England won the World Cup in 1966. It was the year we got married. I remember the 20th birthday, that it was the day the tsunami happened. Yeah, sometimes you can omit. Okay, so that was it about relative pronouns. More information about relative pronouns in that link. Yes, you can, after, if you want, you can use the you can do the activities that it has. Yeah, it has 4 different activities. Yeah, 4 different, no, 6, no, me parece 6, 7 activities. Okay, so let's open our books. Please, guys, let's open our books again. We're going to revise homework. Right, we are here on page 98. Vale, primero vamos a leer sin las respuestas, ¿vale? Ahorita vamos one by one to the answer. Vamos a leer sin las respuestas. ¿A quién quiere leer, please? Sin las respuestas, no answers, only como está así el texto. Who says me? Vianney?
Yes, teacher. My capital city. London has a population of about 9 million people. It lies of the River Thames nearly 2,000 years ago, from about
1800?
1800 until World War II. London was the biggest city in the world, but now it's Shanghai.
Thank you very
London is
much.
famous for
Thank you very much. Until there.
yes.
Next, please, can you continue, Jimena?
London is famous for many things. Tourists come from all over the world to visit its historic buildings, such as Buckingham Palace and the Houses of Parliament, and hear the famous clock Big Ben. They also come to visit its theaters, its museums, and its many shops such as Harrods. And of course, they want to ride on the London Eye next to the river.
Thank you very much. Continue, please. ¿Quién quería participar, Andrea?
Yes, teacher. Like many big cities, London has a problem with traffic and population. Around 4 million people use the London Underground on its buses, dive, car rivers in the city center pay the congestion charge, but there are still too many cars on the streets. The air isn't clean, but in but is cleaner than it was 100 years ago.
100 years ago. Thank you very much. And finally, please, Richard, for me.
Yes, teacher. For me, the best thing about London is the parks. There are five in the city center, but I often go to London with my 7-year-old son. Hemley, Hemley's toy shop in the world.
Top shop in the world. Okay. So whenever we have these kind of texts or exercises, first have a look at the text without the answers. Yeah, read as fast as possible, and after you decide. So number one, yeah, what is the answer?
I think is B.
B, ¿alguien da más? E, B, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Hello. Did you do your homework?
Is E, teacher.
Is E. For Andrea is E. For Richard is B. And for other people? No, no answer. And the answer is letter E, because we talk about a place, no, where the Romans landed. It lies, se encuentra o está situado on the River Thames. River Thames is a place, so where the Roman landed. Yeah.
Mm.
Number two, what is the answer, guys? It says London was the biggest city in the world, but now it's Shanghai.
I think is C, no?
It's C. Here we talk about a city, right? Entonces, podría ser which o podría ser where. But in this context, it's more important. So it has to be which. Tiene que ser which. Richard says C, and the others. What's the letter, guys? Era homework, ¿eh? Ya vi que no hicieron la tarea. You didn't do homework. What is the answer? Vianney, Andrea, Michelle, Jimena. Hello.
Here.
Yeah, here the answer. Nada de que here.
Ah, sorry.
Here the answer.
The answer in the paragraph number 1 or 2.
Number two.
Number 2.
No estoy pasando lista ya. I
Ah,
know
ya.
who comes. Letter. ¿Qué letra? Hello.
¿Cuáles eran las opciones?
The options. Ya vi que no hicieron la tarea, ¿eh? I noticed that you didn't do homework, guys. It's important you do. Here are the options in exercise number 3. So what is it?
Letter C.
Letter C. Ya tenemos la I, ya no, because ya lo usamos. Por ahí dicen letter C, and the answer is not letter C. It's letter B. Because we talk about Shanghai, no? It's a city, as we say, yeah, it is which, but it talks about the population, which has 20 million, 25 million people, no?
Mm.
Okay, so next part, number 3. It says, such as Buckingham Palace. Is it a place, a thing, or people?
It's a place.
It's a place, so it has to be. Tiene que ser
Where?
where. Huh? What letter is it? Number 3.
I think it's A.
You think it's A. And the others? And this, Jimena,
A, teacher.
A.
A.
And the answer is A, correct, because where the queen lives, pero bueno, ya ahorita she died where the king lives, ¿no? Because Queen Elizabeth II died. Who is the king? What's the name of the king?
Rey Carlos.
Yeah,
The
in
Queen
English. In English, please. Carlos is Mexican. We don't have any Carlos here.
King Charlie.
Charles the third, the second, ¿no? Charles the second, según yo. O the third. ¿Quién sabe si the second or the third? Yeah, it was Lady D, ex-husband, ¿no? The Princess Diana, ex-husband, obviously. Por eso nadie lo quiere. That's why English people don't like the king. Okay, so we continue. As the Buckingham Palace, where the queen lives or where the king lives, and the Houses of Parliament. Houses of Parliament, what is that? A place, a thing, or a people?
That's a place, no?
That's a place. So, what is the answer? Esta ya la hicimos, yeah. So,
H.
H. Do you agree with Jimena? Yes, no, other is different.
Um, I
Letter C.
Letter C, this is Natalia. We have two options. C or H,
I think it's H.
H. And the answer is, of course, H. Because it says where you can see and hear the famous clock, Big Ben. Okay, we continue. It's museums and its shops such as Harrods. Harrods, it is like a shopping center, like a fashion designer clothes shop, like a fashion designer clothes shop, no? So is it a place, a thing, or a people?
Place.
Place.
It's a place, correct? So what relative pronoun we use for places?
Letter F.
Where?
Where. Entonces nada más nos queda un where,
F.
F.
letter,
F.
letter F, correct?
F.
Where you can buy anything because it's a clothes shop. Yeah, it's a you can buy anything, no? not only clothes, it's like a veranda or something like that, no? It's a very large shopping center. Okay, we continue. Number 6, car drivers in the city center pay the congestion charge. Yeah, it's something related to traffic. It's something related to traffic.
Letter G.
Letter G. Do you agree with Marlene?
Yeah,
Yes.
I think it's G.
G. And the answer is G, of course. Yeah. Which costs 11.50, no? So in other countries, because you use your car, you have to pay this traffic charge, no? Se podría decir, yeah. Traffic ticket. Number 7, I often go to London City with my 7-year-old son.
C.
D.
First of all, we identify 7-year-old son. Is it a place, a thing, or a people?
People.
It's people.
Well, people.
People.
So, well, how do we use with
Is
people?
who?
Letters.
Letter
V.
Letter D. D.
we use for people who, y el único que está con who es letter D.
D.
Yes, correct. Hamlet's store shop. Yeah, sorry, otra vez. My 7-year-old son who loves going to Hamlet shop, toy
Sí.
shop in the world.
Which is
Y la única que nos falta es which is one of the biggest. Which is one of the biggest shop in the world. Ok, ya habíamos puesto la F, ¿no? Okay, guys, so you are going to, as you can see, it's easier to do that, no? To identify, first read the text without the answers, and then go part by part, identify about the relative pronoun, if it's for place, if it's for people, if it's for things, yeah? Remember that they join two sentences, unen dos oraciones, yeah? Okay, we're going to do, or you are going to do the exercise number 4. Yeah, so we have 20 minutes left. Tenemos 20 minutos, 20 minutes left. So write 4 paragraphs about your capital city. Yeah, your capital city or other city that you like, you know. Yeah, not necessarily your capital city where you live, but it can be other different here in Mexico or in other country. If you very well know that city, you can describe, you can write about it. Yeah. Begin each paragraph with the same words as in the text about London. How big is it? Where is it? This is just for a guy, yeah? So Paris has a population of, yeah? So you're going to, whenever we write texts, yeah, or writings, we have to focus, we have to write similar text like the one that we previously checked, no? So it has to have 4 paragraphs, your text. Tiene que tener 4 paragraphs, your text, yeah? For example, the first paragraph, as it says here, how big is it? Where is it? ¿Dónde está? ¿Y qué tan grande es? And also, you can talk about a little bit of history, yeah? A fact. Information about that city, no? So for example, Cuernavaca has a population around 1 million people. It is in the north of Morelos, yeah, in the north of Morelos, which was built 1,000 years ago, no? Aquí podemos inventar if you are not sure which Perdón, no es which, es where, ¿no? It lies in the north of Morelos, where it was built 1,000 years ago, no? And you can say something, a fact about Cuernavaca. This guy, Hernan Cortés, arrived in 14 something, 1416, who built or who created the Cortés Palace, which is one of the museums, one of the most important museums in the city. Yes. The second paragraph, so you can say about population, where is it? In the south, in the north, si hay ríos, there is a river, surrounded by mountains, rodeado de mountains, something historical fact, if you want, you can Google it. You have more advantage like my other students because you are on the internet, so you can Google some information, but don't copy paste, yeah? Tampoco copy paste because that's very lazy, yeah? And that's not for you to practice it because in the exam you have to write something similar. The second paragraph, it is about what is it famous for. So here you can describe all the attractions. Cuernavaca is famous for being the eternal spring. Tourists came from different parts of the world, from different places to visit museums, to visit parks, to visit the main square, El Zócalo, to main square. You can visit Bordas Garden, etc. ¿Vale? Here, second paragraph, you talk about the attractions. Attractions, the most important monuments, the most important landmarks of the city, of your city that you are going to choose. Number 3, podemos empezar igual, like the third paragraph, does it have any problems? Like many big cities, Cuernavaca has problems with the traffic, the pollution, the security, whatever you want to talk about water service, about the water service, no? I'm talking about my city, yeah? You can talk about the city. Okay, so here, all the problems that you can find about the city, yeah? It's dirty, which is not good for people who visit Cuernavaca. It is dirty, which is not good for people who visit. Ahí ya estoy metiendo varios relative pronouns, ¿no? También hay que tratar de usar relative pronouns, which, where, who, etc. Right? Paragraph number 4, what do you like about the best about it? For me, or in my opinion, the best thing about Cuernavaca is the weather, yeah? And you talk about, I like going to the parks, where I can sit and relax. I often go out with my friends to the shopping center, which is a great place to meet people, etc. Yeah. So 20 minutes, guys, los 10 que nos quedan y los 10 que nos hacen falta para Zoom. ¿Vale? It's for now, yeah. It's for now. So start describing about your city. Focus similar to the text that you have here in the same page, please. ¿Vale? Escríbanlo en Word, on your notebook. Yeah, in a sheet of paper. ¿Vale? Tenemos 20 minutos para hacerlo, guys. No va a ser para Classroom, pero sí quiero que lo hagan como práctica. Usen los relative pronouns. Google some information, pero no copian y don't copy and paste. You can use some information on your website, on other different websites. Any city that you want. Cualquier ciudad que ustedes quieran, ¿vale? In the meantime, I'll be back, ¿vale? Ahorita vengo.